YouTube squad, spiritual family. What's good, everybody? All right. I know I've been putting out videos lately. Believe me, I've been trying. I've been making them. So hopefully I'm actually going to upload some stuff today because I have a little bit more time today than I've had in previous days. So, by the way, just so you guys know, that's a pimple. And I've been, it's been there for about a week now. I guess that's the scar left from it. But it's just funny how life works, man. I haven't had a pimple since high school. So like 20 years since I graduated high school. I know I'm old. But yeah, it's been about 20 years. And this happens on the day before my first real date since my celibacy semen retention journey. So I thought that was hilarious. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. And then at work, everybody's been telling me you gotta wipe the barbecue sauce off your face, man. Hey, you got something on your face. I'm like, that's a pimple. Thank you for noticing. Really appreciate that. Very, very nice. So, luckily, I'm in a place in my life where none of this shit gets to me, dude. Stuff just doesn't. Stuff rolls right off my back these days, and that's such a miracle to be able to say that, because I used to be the exact opposite, man. Like this is the kind. This would have. I can't even tell you how much anxiety I would have had a panic attack probably over the fucking pimple on the date going into it. And this time I was just laughing about it. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, because I trust God, man. And it's like, if this girl is right, if she's a good girl, if this is in God's will, then it's going to work out. The pimple's not going to stop it. Like, so I was just laughing at myself for even caring in the first place. In any case, I do have a topic for the video. I like to start off and just ramble a little bit. So you guys, well, first of all, I'm going to make more videos about this. I already made one, and I'm going to have to make a few more about this. And me and Seb are going to do a podcast about this, by the way, or touching on this similar subject. But yeah, I had a few dates. Guess you could call it that. The first few were like, I don't know if this is a date or not. I'm just meeting this person, getting to know each other. Maybe we're just friends. Like, I don't know. Definitely thought she was cute, and I could tell she thought I was cute. But I didn't know. I was trying not to think about it too much or have an agenda, and then it kind of turned into a thing where it was like we kind of planned out like a date, and I went and I did that, and that's been my first experience since retention, like I said, and everything's been going so well with this person. I'm about as picky as it gets with women, especially now. And I've gotten to a point in my retention journey, man. It's been long enough now, and I've been kind of out of the isolation phase of it. So I think it's natural that a lot of us go through a period of like isolation. It's because this is a very spiritual process, you guys. And this is like, really, like I've said so many times, and I'll keep saying it again, this is about getting closer to God. And really, it's about nothing other than that. But in getting closer to God, your whole perception changes, and your value system starts to change, and you're not attracted to the same things that you used to be. Some things stay, like for me, music stay. Like I'm learning, this is like part of also how I know what's really right for me. Going on this journey helps you figure out what's really right for you, because the stuff that was there before, that's still there now, that I still love and am passionate about, I'm like, this is true, deep soul calling. This is the real me. This is me being true to myself. So for me, it happens to be like music and fitness, and also teaching and coaching and helping people and speaking publicly. Also, it turns out I've got a extreme passion for dance and theater, and I'm getting really into that stuff lately, and comedy, and loving life. So, but all right, yeah, having this person in my life, she checks all my boxes. I'm not seeing any red flags. Chemistry's there. I haven't felt this way about another person in quite some time. So it's very triggering for me, because the last time I had strong feelings for somebody, it ended up bringing me to my knees. So this is, a very triggering experience. Is bringing up a lot of stuff that I didn't know was still there, but it's actually it's beautiful. And I'm having the opportunity now to see what it's like to have really strong feelings for somebody and not even think about going to bed with them. Like I'm not, trust me, like part of myself, I'm aware of the part of myself that wants that, like, immediately. But that part of myself is very small now. It's like a little background whisper. It's hardly there. And what's so much more important to me is just the connection that I get to have with another person, and the beauty of what it's exposing to me about myself. And I'm watching myself have the tendency to just dive right in because it feels good. And if it feels good, I want more and more and more and more. And I'm like, oh, no. And I want to get attached. And then I start thinking, what is she doing? What is she thinking? Is she thinking about me? Whatever. So it starts to become a drain on my energy, and she's not doing anything. She's not, she's a perfectly good, she's an amazing girl. Woman, I should say. She's a grown-ass woman. She's amazing. But just her presence in my life is reflecting to me all of these truths about myself, things that I still need to work on. And it's helping motivate me to work on those things, because I'm like, this person is amazing and beautiful, and I would it's like, God, if you would be so kind as to let me have a healthy relationship with this person, like that moves slowly and in a very wholesome and spiritually grounded way, and leads to family down the line. God, that would be beautiful. But it's not. But where I'm at is like, it's not my business if it's going to be this person or another person or no person at all. That's God's business, and I'm leaving it up to God. And I actually talked to this girl about this, and she's on the same page. And she's like, yeah, exactly. I told her how I feel. She said she feels the same way, and we agreed, like, we both know we have a tendency to just jump into stuff, so let's let God handle this. Let's take our hands off the steering wheel with this one. Let it be what it is. And if it's supposed to be, if it's meant to be, it'll be. And we're just along for the ride, and we get to just appreciate everything that comes along with it, good, bad, and ugly. Because part of it, is fear of rejection and all of that. It's coming up, and it's a whole thing, you guys, a whole thing. But I'm gonna make a whole other video just about this. This video, I haven't even gotten to the topic, and luckily I can cover it really quickly, so I don't make another 20-minute video. So there's something that has occurred to me as of late, something that I've learned from so many different sources. It's like a theme, if you will. So what I noticed was, and this is where it came from, is a lot of my life, you guys, I've had issues sleeping. This has been like a chronic thing since I was a kid, and so that led to a lot of like drug abuse down the line, because naturally anything that helps me sleep I'd get kind of addicted to very easily. So for a while it was weed, and and then weed stops working, and you move up to pills, and so on and so forth, and it's been a chronic issue in my life, and it's caused a lot of damage. And I've had, I was sober, like 100% sober for like 6 years in a row at one point. And in the middle of that 6 years, I had a 9-day streak where I didn't sleep at all, totally sober. I was just like, man. And actually, eventually, that's what ended up ending my streak, was this sleep problem. I ended up going back to weed eventually to solve the sleep problem. And so the sleep thing's just been an issue, but it's getting better. and better, you guys. And it's a lot of it has gotten better on retention on this during this journey. And I don't know if it's because of the retention, or I think it's a much deep. The reason it's getting better is deeper. And I love what the sun's doing there. Yeah. So I want to get into why I think I'm having some success here. And this applies to really anything in life. Okay, so part of the deal is I've noticed over the years, because I've had a problem with sleep, I've developed this fear, this anxiety around it. It's like every time I'm about to go to bed, I'm anxious, I'm afraid I won't sleep. And then my mind runs, it's like, well, what if you don't sleep? Well, then tomorrow's gonna suck, and you're gonna, make whatever it is. If I have to go to work, or I'm supposed to go to the gym, or whatever it is, it's like you're gonna suck at it now because you didn't sleep. And it's going to be like a domino effect. The next thing you know, your life is like in the gutter, and it's all just because you couldn't sleep. And it's like, I realized like I was losing sleep over the idea of losing sleep. And it's like, I get to a point where it's like, I trust God and I've surrendered my life to him enough that it's like, so what if I don't sleep? Similar to how it is, it's like my attitude towards sex and relationships is I'm like, I love and I trust God that much. This is like, yeah, I'd like to have a relationship. I'd like to be in love. I'd love to, these are experiences I want, but hey, God, it's all up to you. I'll accept with gratitude whatever it is that you present to me, because I believe that it's all for my benefit in the end. So if you don't give me a relationship, I trust that it's for a purpose and it's for my greater good, and I'm going to roll with it, even if I don't like it. Same goes for the sleep. If I don't sleep one night, okay, cool. So I used to do this thing where I'd get really rigid with myself, and I was like, you need to get 8 hours, because I'm an athlete, right? So it's like very important that you sleep and recover. And I was like, you got to get your 8 hours. I stopped counting hours. I stopped thinking about that at all. And it's helped. It's helped me sleep better. And it turns out too, like a lot of times maybe I only get a few hours of sleep, but guess what? I wake up and I'm just fine. And I do great. And it's not an issue. And it's just, so this thing is sort of working itself out through my faith in God. And I think that's just how all things work themselves out, actually. But again, faith without works is dead. Anytime I'm going to talk about faith, I'm going to bring up that because it's not a matter of sitting back and doing nothing and just trusting that God's going to come fix your problems. You got to meet God halfway is kind of how I see it. Is you got to develop a conversation with God, a dialogue, and a willingness to let him grow you and to let him heal you, because the God that I believe in, the Most High God, is not a God that tends to rule through force. He's very benevolent and kind and waits for you to ask him. If you want something to be healed, you go to God with sincerity and ask him to heal it, and not so that you can achieve fame or stardom or some worldly stuff, but it's got to be sincere. Like, God, I'm suffering. Will you help me with this? And God will say yes. And generally it's going to come with, well, yes, and you're going to have to do some things, make some changes, and you meet me halfway. You take a couple of steps towards me, I take a couple of steps towards you, and next thing you know, we're close, and your problem is starting to solve itself. I think that's in essence how this works. So this concept that I'm talking about, not counting hours of sleep, this applies also in diets. You want to improve your physical fitness. Counting calories is another thing I don't do. Just don't do that. And I'm having tremendous results in the gym with my fitness, with my health in general. And I do not even think about calories ever. It doesn't cross my mind. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm able to consistently maintain a very high level of health, because I'm not on a diet. This is just how I live my life, you guys. I just love and respect my body, my vessel, my temple, because I love God, and God gave me this temple, and it's a gift, and it's the only one I get. So it'd be disrespectful to God for me not to love this thing and to take the best care of it that I can, and that's all it's about. So I just think about giving it nutrition. I've studied nutrition and holistic health. I have a good idea about what my body in particular, because not all of our bodies are exactly the same, but I've got a great idea about what my body responds well to. and I make sure to put those things in my body. And I also make sure to fast on occasion because my body responds to that. And I've noticed that through experimentation, so I do it. I continue to do it, and I don't think about the calories. Sometimes it's like some people get stuck in this rigidity. Oh, I trained hard this day, so now I need to eat this many calories. Sometimes I'll train hard and then I'll fast. Or sometimes I'll not train and I'll eat a bunch. Or sometimes it could be, I don't know, I don't know what it's going to be because it's an ongoing conversation with my body, my mind, my soul, and my God. And that's how I do everything. And how you do anything is how you do everything in life, right? So it's the same principle applies, man. And it's all driven by love. It's all driven by love. Why do I do anything I do is because I love God. That's why I take care of my health. That's why I'm not tripping about sleep. That's why I'm not tripping about women. That's why I'm not tripping. Because I love God and I trust God. That's it. I'm here, his student, his child, learning along the way, and doing my best to share whatever blessings I'm receiving with you guys, whatever joy, whatever hope, whatever success, I've had. Share it freely with the world so you guys know that this stuff is real and God is real. And don't get hung up, dude. Don't get hung up on the little stuff. Don't be counting the days in your streak. This applies to the retention thing too. I don't count the days. I'm not thinking about that. Then it becomes like a diet, and then I feel like I'm actually that less likely to stick to it. Whereas this is more of just like, I'm just surrendered to God. That's what's going on. I don't know when my retention journey ends. I didn't know when it was going to start. I don't know what happens with this female. I didn't make it happen. I'm not going to make it work, right? It's not up to me. I'll just be a good person and love God. That part's up to me. And that's it. That's it. So, all right. You guys, love y'all. Keep going, man. This is a wild ride. It's a wild journey. Not for everybody, but if you're one of me, salute. I love you. Peace.